A big thanks to IM Jobs for giving this opportunity, and a big thanks to you guys to be present on a warm afternoon on a Sunday. First of all, I'm not an MBA. Used to be a hardcore techie. Gave for a walk-in in Mumbai for Infosys, and I started with Infosys in 2003, and then I think within 6 months I realized that this is an ocean of people, man, where I've landed. Probably it will take years to grow in here. I think 6 months down the line, the good part was that I moved into Bangalore into a startup. I enjoyed there some time. 2006 I'm talking about now. 2006 I moved out of the regular job of technical lead in an ID company and then started off my own. I had no clue. I just had sense that I had to do something of my own. I had my own vested interest of travel. I think every one of us has dreams about traveling to any places. So I think travel was the line. I used to be a geography geek. I thought like probably it will give some sense to understand India much better. So we brainstormed and launched this venture, India Hotel Review. So we found out that there is a lot of dearth of content. So probably getting some reviews of the properties will monetize through ads and create the content and probably get things going. 3 months you realize, okay, people are not coming probably, and they are certainly coming but they are not writing what is expected. So the good part was that being a techie, at least the best you can do is you can create an awesome site which can be running in at least in a flash. If you create a nice page, probably chances are it will be ranked pretty easy, much easier than these days. We go nuts today to rank the sites. It was phenomenally easy, but you need to do the basics right. But that's how I think it started. We started getting a lot of mails. The good part again was that we cracked the long tail. We started building the inventory, and as a result we were fortunate to have I think decent number of traffic per day, which eventually increased. So we started getting leads. And so I think again the learning is that being the startup teaches you that don't give it so easy. Let's find it out, and because you have honestly nothing to lose out, you are right there and open. The good part was that because there was no competition, you can actually charge a decent 20%. You get a commission from the hotel, and you actually can mark up those days big time. I became part of larger OTA, Goibibo.com. It was primarily an air booking site those days. I'm talking about now 2012 early. The best part was that majority of the top management team of IHR was hired, and the motive was that let's build the hotels team. Alok mentioned this. I don't agree much with the larger working orgs. I am a strong believer that work on a startup early in your career. You get a lot of exposure. I think definitely you lack onto some processes. You need to figure out how to do that part. But the good part being early in the smaller companies is that your risk appetite increases immensely. You actually, the stronger you start, the exposure you get, the responsibility you get. If you are yourself a self-motivated individual, I think for you startups are vying for, and I think no better time than these days to actually jump in the boat. You'll find ideas are plenty all over. It's very tough to actually a lot of time bring them onto the common room, that everyone will have great things to ऐसा कर देंगे वैसा कर देंगे. I think this will happen, but I think the next challenging step is execution. Ideas can't do much. Execution cracks it, and one step further from execution, I think, which a lot of us miss, is closure. New things are very easy a lot of times to calibrate them, to bring them into execution and actually take them to a final call is where I think the moment we all grow into orgs, this is where the challenge comes in. That's it, folks. It looks like, as you said, probably on the air side, it looks like saturated, but I think a lot of ground to be covered again on the lodging industry, on the ride-sharing industry. Packaging of them together would be a lot of innovation. You're thinking of probably a weekend drive at a hotel. Today, booking that still is not easy. You need to break that up into components. So I think it will come in that way. The disruptions, if you're thinking about, would be largely mobile driven. It will be from the customer side, as we are focusing on a lot more on content, a lot more on review and ratings, which ensures that people do see our fundamental problems are still to be solved. People first need to believe in that there is a medium and it will give you exactly the same room what you're thinking online will be bought. And once you check in there, you actually receive the same room. So this transition from actually, because travel is an experiential product, it is not a commodity, right? At least the hotel's piece. So you need to have the fulfillment till the end point. So the innovation would be combined from the customer side on mobile and from the supply side. The disruptors could be, again, the packaging products, where it becomes quite seamless for you to buy in. There is alternate homestays, as they tell, right? Alternate stays coming in. There's a lot of innovation going around. How do you consume that kind of inventory? I think those will be the lines.